Y'all, welcome to another week of post game pull up with Hove. I'm your host Hove. This is the week 6 post game, so we're gonna get into the week 6 recap. We also gonna do the week 7 predictions. We're gonna go through. We're gonna do some college football too, just a little bit, not a lot. So it was a couple upsets this week. We're gonna talk about Bosco by today. Get into the week 7 matchups and predictions. Um, Fantasy pickups for the week. And then we also going to get into these injuries, y'all. So it's a lot of injuries this week. So, like I said, welcome. I appreciate y'all for tuning in the last 2 weeks. I want y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go tell somebody to subscribe. That'll help the channel out. That'll help the channel grow. Uh, with that being said, let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk about Friday Night Lights. Friday, I went to the Bosco Mater Dei game, high school football. For those that tune in outside of, LA or the California area, St. John Bosco and Mater Dei is two of our prominent high schools out here. Uh, that win national high school titles and a lot of state titles. So they match up once a year, and that's the biggest game in town. Everybody's there, and normally it's a good game. These two go back and forth, beating each other. They both schools take at least one L a year, and it's to one another. So with this year, the game being at St. John Bosco, which is up the street from me, not too far, Downey, California. Um, Bellflower, California. I'm sorry. Uh, the game was at home, packed house. Man, if the stadium was any bigger, it would sell out like it's a NFL game. That's how much talent is out there. Uh, 28-0, man. It was a blowout. It was a blowout. You know what I'm saying? The game, uh, the game wasn't as bad as the score it looks. It was still a tough game, still a hard fought game. It's just that Mater Dei couldn't get in the end zone. But shout out to St. John Bosco. Shout outs to Marcellus Williams. That's my boy. That's one of my boy's son. Uh, like I said on platforms before, I coached his oldest son, Maxwell Williams, who is at USC right now. Marcellus will be going to USC after this season. And then also the middle child, Mason Williams, who is at Arizona State right now. Uh, Shout out to the Williams family. But yeah, shout out to Bosco for that game. And uh, for y'all, it's like division, y'all. So Mater Dei is in Santa Ana, California, which is Orange County. Mater Dei is in Bellflower, California, which is LA County. So if you're from LA County, you rooting for Bosco. So shout out to Bosco, man. It was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. Energy was crazy. Um, for sure, one of the best high school games I ever been to. Um, with that being said, at the same time, Arizona, I'm not Arizona, I'm sorry, Colorado and Stanford was playing at the same time. And the last update I had got, it was 29-0 at halftime. So I'm like, oh man, I ain't got, I ain't got to look into that game. I ain't got to go watch that game after this game is over because this game is over already. I get home and then I see Colorado lose in overtime to Stanford. And then I see it was by one dude who had something crazy like 20 receptions for 250 yards, man. 46 unanswered points in the second half of football, which is crazy. Um, with my son having games on Saturdays, I'm not able to watch college football like that. I got to take him to his games 3 hours earlier before his scheduled time, so he can, stretch, warm up. They go after plays and stuff like that before the game. So a lot of the times when I'm there, I'm interacting with other parents and watching the games before, cheering the games on before. So I don't really get to tap into college football until after I leave the games, and after my son play, my nephew plays. So once I get home, that's when I'm able to watch college football, whatever games is on. So the last couple weeks, I ain't been able to watch Colorado like that. I ain't really watched Colorado since the Oregon game. But 46 unanswered points in the second half to your just 14 is unacceptable, man. I don't care who's coaching. Deion's my favorite athlete in the world. But right now, it seems like teams are preparing just to embarrass him. It's not even them. It's not even more about them winning the game. I think it's more about them beating him. 29-0. I know players is smelling themselves. They feeling good at halftime. I don't know what led up. Like I said, I didn't watch the game, but I just know that 46 points in the second half is unacceptable, no matter what division of football that is. I don't care if it's Pop Warner, high school, college, the pros. That is unacceptable. 46 points. I mean, the defense just lay down and went to sleep. They're gonna have to figure it out from here. This season is pretty much a wrap. I know they probably can get a bowl game. This is what, their third loss. They might be eligible for a bowl game, but if I'm Deion right now, I'm looking at these high schools just to try to get my recruiting process started early, because you definitely need some dogs on defense. You definitely need an O-line. You definitely gonna need a quarterback, you know what I'm saying, after your son leave. So if I'm Deion, that's what I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying, going forward. USC get upset by Notre Dame this week. Like I said, I wasn't able to catch that, but I was able to catch the highlights. And man, USC, this is gonna hurt them right here as far as college playoff championship. This is gonna hurt. My Florida State go ahead and win again this week to remain undefeated. Washington and Michael Penix, man, beating Oregon, upsetting Oregon, man. He looks like the real deal, man. He looks like the truth. Good game by him, good stat line. Washington is definitely a team that's making noise over there in that Pac-12. I hate to see that the Pac-12 was blown up and everybody leaving to go and play in other divisions. It's a lot of talent. Excuse me, y'all. It's a lot of talent in this division. It's gonna hurt my heart, man. Being from LA, not necessarily being a fan of the Pac-12 because my team is in the ACC. It's gonna be hard. I still love watching all the teams play, even though I don't root for no one particular. I root for USC because it's the home team. But they all leaving. They all leaving this division. I know they're trying to bring, it's a couple teams left. I think it's still a couple teams left. You know what I'm saying, if I ain't mistaken. And they trying to get other teams to come to this conference. But this conference is pretty much dead, y'all. It ain't the same like it once was when we had, the Reggie Bushes and, UCLA's, the Washingtons, the Oregon States, the Oregon, man. It's just not the same in this division no more. Yeah, but let's get into this Week 6 recap of the NFL. It's no more undefeated teams, y'all. No more undefeated teams, man. What is old boy name from the Dolphins who do the little whack rap every year when somebody lose? Mercury Morris or something like that. 72 Dolphins can go ahead and pop champagne now. Oh, before we get into the Week 6 recap, sneaker of the week, man. Nike Air Mission, aka Junior Seau, y'all. One of my favorite shoes growing up as a kid. This shoe came out the same year as the Diamond Turf 2. Diamond Turf 2, and then you know what I've been looking for, man? If y'all watch this, um leave a comment down. I've been looking for the Rod Woodsons, man. I forgot the exact name of the shoe, but Rod Woodson had came out with a signature shoe the same year. I would love to have that retro, man. I ain't seen that shoe since I was like in the third, fourth grade. Man, they need to retro that shoe, man. That shoe was kind of hot. If y'all can help me, you know what I'm saying, and then let me know where I can find it, that'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get into this Week 6 recap. First game, Thursday night game, AFC West division game. Broncos and the Chiefs, 19-8. Um, Bronco defense didn't look that bad, holding the Chiefs to only 19 points. But this week, the offense looked really bad. Chiefs defense looked really solid. If y'all watched my Instagram live that day, you know, I had people saying that it was going to be a 3-touchdown blowout. And the game was relatively close. It's just that, the Broncos couldn't get the offense going, man. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce was connecting. That was his favorite target that game. But yeah, man, this Broncos team, man, it's looking really sad right now. Patrick Mahomes threw for 306 and a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco had 16 carries, 62 yards. And Travis Kelce, 9 catches, 124 yards. Only touchdown going to Kadarius Toney. Broncos, Russell Wilson, 13 for 22, 95 yards, y'all. Didn't even have 100 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 4 times. Touchdown was to Courtland Sutton. He had 4 catches, 46 yards. Yeah, man. I think Sean Payton talked all that shit about Nathaniel Hackett. And it ain't looking too good for him neither. Even though the offense, outside of this week, the offense has been looking better than last season, but you're not getting no wins, bro. The record is not reflecting all that shit you talking. You 1-5, and your team stinks. I've been hearing rumors about that they're going to be firing a defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, possibly replacing him with Rex Ryan. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really think Vance Joseph is the problem, even though, defense has been getting points put up on them. But it's on the offense, too. The offense has been putting them in bad positions to where when the defense take the field, they damn near on their side of the field. And, teams is putting up points. Russ got a few turnovers on his side of the field. Also, when you turn the ball over on offense and the defense score, that goes against your defense as well. So they got to give him some slack on that, because that's not because of the defense that, the other team's defense is scoring on the offense. But yeah, what do you do if you don't win many games and then you in that? Well, I don't even know if they got first round picks. I would have to check that. I would have to go fact check that, because I know they gave up a lot for Russell Wilson, and this is only the second year, so I think they still giving up picks to Seattle. But like I said, if you can check that, know what I'm saying, put it down in the comments, and we'll talk about that at a later time. Next game, which was an international game, the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans, which was a good close game. Uh, I know just watching this game, watching the blitzing that the Ravens defense was doing, man, they was getting to Tannehill and they was getting to him good too. He even went out with an ankle injury in this game. Uh, he looked pretty bad. This game, you know, Tannehill get a lot of slack, but I really like Tannehill. He's a good game manager. You know, he can use his legs if he have to. You know, he revived his career going over here in Tennessee, man. But he ain't really got too much outside of you know, DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry. He ain't really got too much going on over there. But Tannehill was only 8 of 16, 76 uh, passing yards. Even though he was only sacked 2 times, they was pressuring that boy, man. They was getting to him. Then Malik Willis came in. He was 4 out of 5 for 74 yards. He was sacked 4 times. Yeah, they was putting the pressure on, man. They was putting the pressure on, but it wasn't. The game was relatively close. Lamar Jackson was 21 of 30 for 223. He had a touchdown and a pick. 62 yards rushing, led the team in rushing. Um, Justin Hill and Gus Edwards, man, they okay backs, man, but they need a running back to make plays, man. I know J.K. Dobbins was that dude, but if I'm the Ravens, I'm looking to trade for somebody, man. I know it's slim pickings, and then the running back market is messed up right now. But if I'm Baltimore, man, I'm seeing whatever I can do to get Saquon Barkley out of New York, man. That's if I'm the GM. What do I got to do to get, you know what I'm saying, Saquon Barkley? Because he don't even look happy over there in New York. You know, I think with the offense that the Ravens got, they can use somebody like Saquon, you know, a back who can, you know, that run pass option, who can catch passes out the backfield, anything to take the relief off of Lamar. And then, you know, he poses a threat so Lamar can, you know, can do that read option. Uh, yeah, I think that's what they missing, man. The receivers looked okay. Zay Jones finally got his first touchdown of the season this year. Uh, Mark Andrews was four catches for 69 yards. Um, Titans, man. Titans, the most they had was Nick Westbrook, Icon. I think that's how you say his last name. I hate mispronouncing people last names, but he had 3 catches, which was the most receptions for 25 yards. Tyjae Spears had 1 catch for 48 yards, that would lead the team in receiving. It was bad. It was all Derrick Henry show. He was 12 for 97 and a touchdown. But it looks like he's part of a committee now. You know, with Tyjae Spears having 4 carries, and then Malik Willis came in and started running the ball. Derrick Henry is not that back that's getting the 20 and 30 carries no more. I know he's getting up there in age and everything, but for right now, this is what you got. And if you ain't trying to win games, then what are you doing? Because this is the guy who's been winning you ball games, who's been helping you get to the playoffs for the last few seasons. So this is all you got. Get this man the ball, and he not showing no signs of slowing down. Get this man the ball. Even though this Tyjae Spears dude is looking okay, but this past game wasn't a game. He only had 4 for 15. You know, D Hop. You know, they took D Hop out of the game plan, man. So if I'm Titans, man, I don't know. Coaching changes look like it's on the way too. They ain't been looking too hot. Next game, my Commanders against the Falcons. Another good game for Samuel Howell. I'm just saying, are y'all believers now? I've been telling y'all. Samuel Howell is that dude. Um, we won 24-16. Uh, like I tell y'all every week, man, we always giving up yards and touchdowns to the tight ends. I ain't seen Kyle Pitts score a touchdown in 2 years. I just haven't seen it with my own eyes. He probably have. I just know I had him in fantasy. The last 2 years, bruh, never scored for me. He played against my Commanders. What'd he do? Scored an opening touchdown. Uh, Desmond Ritter threw the ball 47 times. Why are you throwing the ball with Desmond Ritter 47 times when you have a running back named Bijan Robinson that was a top 10 pick in the backfield? Yeah, I know y'all playing against the Commanders, and that front line is stellar. But this dude can catch the ball. You know, we always having an issue with the outside zone run. Why you not running this dude with the outside zone run? You trying to run him straight up the middle. It's not happening with that Alabama wall with Deron Payne and John Allen. Desmond Ritter was 28 of 47, 300 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, sacked 3 times. Uh, yeah, backup DN named Casey Toohill had a great game, sacked him twice. Uh, Defense showed up this game for us. You know, our defense has been giving up 30 yards. 30 yards, 30 points a game. Uh, this time they showed up, and we was able to get some turnovers. Samuel Howell, 14 to 23, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 5 times. Every team that has trouble sacking the quarterback doesn't have trouble sacking the quarterback when they play against us. Um, we was out without Charles Leno Jr. Prayers to Charles Leno and his wife having a miscarriage. Rest in peace to the baby. I mean, for my Commanders fans, you know, it was a big deal with this because Charles Leno had quite a few kids. I don't know if this was baby number 4 or number 5, but his wife surprised him at training camp and announced it and had the team help him announce. You know, had all the players, you know, shouting him out, and then the whole team surprised him with the, you know, would let him know that they was expecting, and now she had a miscarriage. So, you know, prayers to the family, prayers to the wife. You know, rest in peace to the baby. It's an unfortunate situation, but he didn't travel with the team. He didn't play this game. But his replacement, Cornelius Lucas, held up. Didn't allow no sacks. Didn't allow no pressures. Our line, man. Our O-line is trash, man. But the Bears, they had about, 1 to 2 sacks the whole season so far. Up until they played us, they had 5 sacks. Atlanta had 2 sacks this season. They got 5 sacks. It's like we are allowing 5 sacks per game, man, and that's just trash, man. And it's not that Samuel Howell is holding the ball. People making this narrative that he holding the ball too long. No, once he's getting sacked before the receivers can get out their breaks. 2, I seen a stat where he's only getting 2 seconds before he can even get the ball out of his hands. Dude, 2 seconds. He can barely get out his 3-step drop and look through all his reads before he's getting sacked. You know, I don't know if it's coming. Well, I know a couple of them was Grady Jarrett, so that's the interior that's giving up. That's Cosme. I think Cosme gave up his first sack this game. And then it's who is it? Is it Nick Gates? Nick Gates, yeah, giving up sacks too. That's the center, so you know they bum rushing the center as soon as he say height. But yeah, man, Terry McLaurin 6 for 81. Curtis Samuel 4 catches, 42 yards and a touchdown. Drake London had a game, man. So with Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London on the same team on the field at the same time, somebody's gonna get busy. Kyle Pitts had 4 catches, 43 yards, and a tub, which is okay. You know, I will with a tight end of his skill set. I will, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. Bijan Robinson, 37 yards off of 13 carries. I can live with that. He also had 5 catches, 43 yards. I can live with that. You know, um, that ain't too much. But 9 catches for 125, you're going to have to let somebody have something. And no touchdowns, I can live with that. I can live with that. Uh, for the Falcons, I could. Anybody else, that's pretty bad. But yeah, we moved to 3-3. Falcons moved to 3-3. Uh, Next game was the Bengals and the Seahawks, 17-13. Next game, the Colts and the Jaguars, 37-20. I see that Trevor Lawrence got hurt that game too, so I think he's nursing the injury. We'll get to the injuries in a few. Vikings, beat the Bears in a tough one, 19-13. Justin Fields was also hurt in that game. 49ers and the Browns, y'all. Ooh, I got a lot to say about this game. Brock Purdy losing his first game, taking his first L, throwing his first interception, losing Deebo Samuels, losing Christian McCaffrey, losing Trent Williams. With that being said, he looked real average. Know what I'm saying? Looked less than average in this game. And you're going to have a bad game here and there, outside of everything great he's been doing. Just one bad game, y'all. People was going to pick at him. They, there's going to be the talk of the town everywhere. People thinking, oh, he's a 7-round pick. Now he's starting to look like a 7-round pick when all of his weapons are gone. His all-pro left tackle gets hurt. He looks pretty bad, but this is one bad game he played against the Browns. That's a tough defense, and he lost his running back. He lost his number one receiver. I think he will have a bounce back game. It's still the system. He just, it's any given Sunday, like I always say. Any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday, shit bound to happen, y'all. When the last time we seen an undefeated team in the preseason? What year was that? 07? 07 Patriots, and then they end up losing in the Super Bowl to the Giants. So we ain't seen an undefeated team. It was bound to happen, y'all. Man got his first L through his first pick. It's only one pick. He will bounce back. Y'all, it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. But this was to what Deshaun Watson lists Browns. And PJ Walker. 18 of 34, 192, 2 interceptions, sacked twice. This game was more of the run game, run, and defense. Jerome Ford had 17 carries for 84 yards. Kareem Hunt, 12 carries, 47 yards in the tub. Amari Cooper had 4 catches for 108. That was it. Nobody else had over 25 yards receiving in this game. Christian McCaffrey, 11 carries, 43 yards before he got hurt and left the game. Deebo left the game first quarter. Bro didn't even have a catch. Him and Trent Williams is day-to-day. Not sure what their status is going into the next game. But we'll stay tuned. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is undergoing an MRI. Uh, by the time this video get to y'all, we should have a diagnosis by then. Uh, but yeah, that's it for that game. Texans beating the Saints. I was watching some of that game. Stroud, real deal, man. Stroud is real deal. That game was 13-20, Texans. Josh McDaniels played against Bill Belichick, Patriots, and the Raiders. Raiders winning 21-17. Oh my gosh, man, I can't wait till we play the Patriots. We play them this season. I want to play them now and kick them while they down before they start connecting, being on all connecting on all cylinders and get their shit together. By the time they play us, give us them now before they get to clicking, because I don't think they're gonna be 1-5 forever, or just a one game winning team forever. I think they're gonna start winning. Midway through the season, they're gonna start clicking. Lions looking like the real deal, y'all. The NFC. Excuse me. Bucks came in 3-1. They had a bye last week. Lions came in 4-1. Beating them by 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, man. Jared Goff. Y'all was talking so much about Brock Purdy looking like an MVP candidate, to where we're not even talking about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is balling every week, and he's not being talked about. We talking about the Lions as a whole and how they beating up on teams, but that QB over there is looking like the real deal. A lot of y'all don't have no faith in Jared Goff, because how it played out over there with the Rams, him losing in the Super Bowl, and then being traded for Stafford. Stafford come over. Stafford win a Super Bowl. Like I said, it's the system. Certain players can come in the system and execute the system better than others. But this system right here is working well for Jared Goff. And Jared Goff got them boys rolling. 30 out of 44, 353 yards, 2 touchdowns, y'all. Sacked 3 times. The running game was rather pedestrian, so that's why he threw it, 44 times, had so many passing yards. David Montgomery got hurt in this game with a rib injury. Craig Reynolds came in since they didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs. 15 yards, bro. 10 carries for 15 yards. That was absolutely trash. So it was put in the air. Ross St. Brown had 12 catches, 124 yards in the tub. He threw a deep bomb to Jameson Williams for 45 yards in the tub. Yeah, man. It's any given day, dog. This offense is open for anybody. If it ain't Ross St. Brown, it's Sam Laporta. If it ain't Sam Laporta, then it's Reynolds. Man, how many Reynolds do they got on this team, bro? Josh Reynolds, Craig Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, that's his name. Man, all these guys. It's any given day is somebody turning this offense, man. Baker Mayfield was 19 for 37, 206 yards, an interception and a sack. The running game for the Bucks was rather pedestrian, only 26 yards from Rachaad White. That was the most. Chris Godwin had 6 for 77, and Mike Evans 4 for 49. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Lions. Lions 5-1, Eagles 5-1, 49ers 5-1. As of right now, the Lions looking like that real deal. Only losing to who did they lose to? Forgot who they lost to. But since that loss, they've been clicking. Was it week 4 that the Lions lost? No, it was week. was that? That was week 2, right? For week 2 when the Lions lost to the Seahawks in overtime. Yeah, that's who it was. Rams spanking the Cardinals, 26-9. You know, Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp looking like they gelling again. Next game, Eagles and the Jets. I didn't know that the Jets lost to the Eagles every time they played. And they beat them for the first time in franchise history. That's crazy. All these years of these teams' existence, and they just now beat them. 14-20, like I told y'all before, man, the Eagles do not look impressive. Yeah, that record reflect they was 5-0 coming in, but they look like they can be beat, bro. We had them on the ropes until we let them out, one bad call, and they beat us in overtime by 3. But the Eagles ain't been looking too hot. They don't look like the Eagles of last year. They don't look like the Super Bowl NFC reigning champions, bro. NFC reigning champions, conference champions. So, with that being said, they got exposed this week. No Sauce Gardner, no DJ Reed, and that Jets defense still came to play. Jalen Hurts, arguably had his worst game of his career, throwing 3 interceptions, being sacked twice, running 8 times for 47 yards and a touchdown, but that's about it. He threw for 280, but he threw the ball 45 times. The run game was trash. DeAndre Swift only had 10 carries for 18 yards. A.J. Brown had 7 for 131. He turned it up. Devontae Smith 5 for 44. Man, that right there had to be a sneaky 5 for 44 because he really wasn't in the game plan. It was kind of like Jalen Hurts was under pressure, so he had to hurry up and get it out of his hands, and Smith would just so happen to be that receiver to be around. But he's been absent in this offense for a few weeks. So since A.J. Brown started complaining about not getting the ball, we ain't been seeing Devontae Smith. Now he's frustrated. It's a lot going on over there in Philly. This new offensive coordinator was the quarterback's coach, and I don't think he can call plays pretty good. Everything looks so simple. It's no to it like last season, bro. There's no to this offense, man. So pay attention to weeks going forward because their schedule is going to get tougher now. They didn't play all of the easy games. The games they supposed to be winning. Now the schedule is about to start getting hard, man. We gonna see. Zach Wilson was 19 out of 33, 186 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and managed the game real well. But, the Eagles' defense is still the Eagles' defense, sacked him 5 times for 30 yards. Breece Hall had 12 carries, 39 yards in the tub. Garrett Wilson had a good game, 8 catches for 90. Breece Hall, 5 catches for 54. Breece Hall was all over the place, man. Big win for the Jets. Jets go to be 3-3. They still hanging on without Aaron Rodgers, man. They ain't going out without a fight, bro. They ain't laying down for nobody. Shout outs to them. Bills and the Giants in the Sunday night game, which was a boring game. I fell asleep like 3 times. I went and got something to eat. I come back. I see Damian Harris on a stretcher and then leaving the ambulance. I didn't get to see what happened on the play, but prayers to him. I see that he was just recently released from the hospital, so that's a good thing. Prayers going to him. Monday night, last night, Dak Prescott, Strawberry Daiquiri, did his shit last night, man. Definitely fucked up my prize picks. I had him throwing for less than 256 and he surpassed it by like 20 yards, bro. So shout out to Dak. Dallas got the win over the LA Chargers. You know, that was home field advantage for Cowboys fans. You know, it's more Cowboys fans here in LA than it is Chargers fans. Beat them in their own stadium. Brandon Staley is bad. Play calling is bad. Uh, Situational football going forward, and in the goal on the goal line, not leaving with no points, bro. Kick the field goal, man, because that's what it came down to. You losing by a field goal, man. Take the 3 points, bro. What are you doing? Stop gambling so much. Stop trusting the analytics so much, bro. That's what you do. That's what you've been doing, and it's not working. So this is what I'm frustrated about. The coach prior to him was Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn had about 6, 7, 8 games where he lost by one possession. One possession games. They got him out of here. I can't recall his last record, but I don't think it was a bad record. I want to say it was like shit like 8-8, or maybe like 7-9, or 9-7, somewhere close within here. They got him out of here. It's the same thing with this dude. Same deal. He's gambling these games away and they losing all these close games, bro. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man. Kick those field goals so they won't hurt you, down the line. Dak threw for 272 and a touchdown, no turnovers, sacked 5 times. Justin Herbert threw 227, 2 touchdowns, a heartbreaking interception to lose the game. He was sacked once. That one sack came right before the interception by Michael Parsons. That sack by Michael Parsons. CeeDee Lamb had a 100-yard game, 7 catches for 117. Brandon Cooks got his first touchdown for 36 and a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, good game, Cowboys, and then this was a game where they ex offensive coordinator, the guy that they blame every year when they lose in the playoffs, they came out on top. Of course, he had to face, that Dallas defense, so they only had 17 points. But you can see when the pressure is on, his play calling, it's kind of shaky. It's kind of shaky in, situations towards the end of the game, especially within 2 minutes. Yeah, shout out to Dallas though. Dallas moved to 4-2. Right ahead of my Washington Commanders in that NFC East. Let's go to Week 7 games and predictions. Thursday night football, we got Jacksonville and the Saints. I don't know. I see Trevor Lawrence has an injury. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not in this game. But let's just say he's not suiting up for this game. I'm gonna take the Saints on the strength of that. If he is suiting up, I'm taking Jacksonville. But we'll see. I might go IG Live. To talk more ball once we get updates, the injury updates. I might go Instagram